Hey guys, in this lecture, let's talk about how you can mount a file system in Linux. A Linux system needs only one physical file system, which is that of root. However, it is very useful to keep some directories inside root in a separate hard drive. For example, user files are often kept on a separate hard drive partition and mounted on /home. Another thing you can mount on a separate drive is your log files, because they keep growing and you do not want your log file size to affect the overall system stability. Now, the most common thing you'll see is that when hard drive partitions are mounted, the system assigns different names to them. So your IDE and ATA drives are named as /dev/hda to /dev/hdd, and your SCSI drives are mounted as /dev/sda to /dev/sdi, so A, B, C, D, etc. Now your USB and SATA drives are also mapped to SCSI devices by Linux. Therefore SATA and USB drives are labeled as /dev/sdx, where X is a letter starting at A. So now let's head back to the lab system. Now I've got my virtual machines settings up here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a SATA controller. So my system has a SATA disk with 100 GB of space already. This is where my root file system is mounted on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add another SATA drive. So I'll click on this add hard disk option and I'll click on create new disk. I'll leave everything as default and create this new virtual hard disk 1 and click OK. And then I will start my virtual machine, and we'll wait for the virtual machine to boot up. Now once your machine is booted up, you won't straight away see the new hard drive added into your machine. To validate that, you can go to your terminal window and you can type in df-h, and df-h gives you a list of the file systems mounted on your machine. So as you can see, I've got one /dev/sda, which is one ATA drive, one SCSI drive. If I go back here, so /dev/sda is one SCSI drive. So I have one SCSI SATA drive, which is 100 gigs, and then I've got some temporary and some loopback devices. So I don't have my 10 gig hard drive that I've just added showing up here, because I have to do some configurations before it will show up. Now the first thing I need to do is I need to check what drive logical name that was assigned to that. To do that, I need to type in sudo lshw -C and then disk, and this will show all the disks available to me on this system. So we wait for it to finish, and it's showing us CD-ROM, 100 gig ATA disk, and a 10 gig disk which has a logical name of /dev/sdb. So this is the one we're going to use because this is the one we've added. Now the next thing I need to do is I need to type in sudo fdisk /dev/sdb, so this logical name here. So what's happening is I'm running a fdisk utility to actually partition this disk. Now once I've run the utility, I can type in M for help and it'll give us a list of all the commands available under fdisk utility. So stuff like deleting a partition, verifying the partition table. What I need to do is I need to add a new partition. So I can type in N to add a new partition, and from the next partition type I can type in P for a primary partition, and I can keep the rest of the settings as default. Once I've done that, I can type in Q, and as a verification I should note that it created a new partition 1 of type Linux and of size 10 gigs. Now once I've created the partition, I need to put a file system on that partition. So what I'll do is I'll type in sudo mkfs make file system -t for type. I'll call it ext4/dev/sdb1. So what's happening here is I'm trying to make a file system of type ext4 on device/dev/sdb. Oops, device/dev/sdb, and this will then create a partition and make a file system on /dev/sdb, which is our new 10 gig hard drive. Now once we've added a file system to /dev/sdb, what we need to then do is we need to create a mount point in the system for this hard drive. So let's create a mount point, mkdir, and let's put it under media / my new hard drive and hit enter. Now what we now need to do is we need to match these two. So we need to tell the system, okay, you've got a hard drive under /dev/sdb. The mount point for that hard drive would be /media / my new hard drive, and you can do that by editing the fstab file, and you need to type in sudo nano /etc/fstab. Now fstab is file system table, so it is a file which contains all the file systems on your machine. So if I hit enter, I'll see the fstab file. I'll maximize the window, and the thing to note is that the structure of the file system table that you need to type your commands in. So you need to first give it a file system, so we'll do that. So our file system was /dev/sdb. We need to then give it a mount point. Our mount point was /media / my new hard drive, and then type was ext4, and then for option we can just go with the default option, and for dump and pass we'll go with the default dump and default pass. To do that, we can type in, for dump we can type in for options we can type in defaults, and for dump we can type in 0, and for pass we can type in 2, and we can click Ctrl X and Y, and now we've added the new hard drive in the fstab file. Now the next step is to mount the file. To do that, we need to type in sudo mount /dev/sdb in /media / my new hard drive, and hit enter. Probably a spelling mistake, I think. What did I create the new drive as? Oh, there was my new hard drive. One second, because I've typed in my new dart drive instead of my new hard drive. So just be careful of spelling mistakes. So yep, now we mounted the /dev/sdb hard drive into /media / my new hard drive, and we can verify that by typing in df -h. And as you can see, /dev/sdb is mounted on /media / my new hard drive now, and it has size of 9.8 gigs and it's only 1% used. So we can go into /media / my new hard drive, and we can do stuff here. So I'm just creating a directory here to verify I've got right access, and I can then cd into that directory, and I can touch a file. So I can do an ls. So as you can see, this is how you can mount a file system or a new hard drive in Linux. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.